Jews have millennia-old roots in the land we now call Israel. These historical and spiritual ties go back to biblical times, long before the founding of the modern state of Israel in 1948. These roots are well documented not only in sacred texts, but also through archaeological and historical evidence. Israel represents the beacon of democracy in the Middle Eastern sphere. Since its founding, despite countless challenges, it has consistently preserved a robust, democratic system. These are some hallmarks of Israeli democracy. Free and fair elections. Israel has always held fair elections, allowing a peaceful transition of power between different political factions. Independent Supreme Court. This body has often played a central role in defending minority rights and ensuring that the government acts in accordance with democratic and constitutional principles. Freedom of the press. Israel has one of the freest presses in the Middle East, with journalists who can freely criticize and keep tabs on the government's actions. Contrasting Israeli democracy with the regional context shows a marked difference. Many Middle Eastern countries are under the control of absolute monarchies or autocratic regimes. Freedom of the press, free elections, and minority rights are often a mirage. For example, according to the Economist Intelligence Unit's 2019 Democracy Index, most Middle Eastern nations are categorized as authoritarian regimes or imperfect democracies. Hamas, designated as a terrorist organization by many nations and international entities, represents such an obstacle. Beyond politics and territorial complications, Hamas's modus operandi is radically at odds with philosophical principles that value life, liberty, and dignity of the individual. Its proclivity for the use of violence, especially in ways that endanger the lives of civilians, both Israeli and Palestinian, underscores a worldview where the ends justify the means, even if those means come at a high cost in terms of human lives. From a philosophical standpoint, we might invoke thinkers such as Immanuel Kant, who stressed the importance of treating individuals as ends in themselves and not mere means. The use of civilians as human shields, a tactic Hamas has adopted in the past, is a clear violation of this Kantian principle. This action not only endangers the lives of civilians, but also represents an affront to our moral evolution as a species. Moreover, Hamas's adoption of propaganda that distorts reality has a profoundly negative impact on the enlightenment and evolution of human thought. Truth, as philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche pointed out, can be a liberating force, but when it is concealed or distorted, it becomes a chain that impedes progress. In conclusion, for a humanity that is still struggling to realize and protect the fundamental rights of all, organizations that operate through deception, violence, and denial of human dignity pose a significant obstacle. Our challenge as a global society is to recognize these dangers and work together to overcome them, pursuing a future in which every individual can live with dignity, freedom, and security.